One of the problems with recruiting for investment banking is not the knowledge or skills you acquire, but the access to talk with real investment bankers to put your best foot forward. Our sponsor, WSO Academy, can provide those connections with 60 head mentors who are finance professionals at top firms like Goldman, Centerview, and JP Morgan. Imagine being able to get on the phone within 24 hours with one of the Academy's 1,300 mentors right before a critical interview. Get on the waitlist for WSO Academy today by clicking the link in the show notes or by visiting wallstreetoasis.com/academy. All right. Welcome to Investment Banking Insights. This is the only show dedicated to helping you learn both the technical and non-technical aspects of the investment banking process. Hello, my name is Alex Mason and I am your host. It's good to be back. Happy holidays to everyone around the world listening to this. And if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Hope you had a great one. I had a good time with my family and just took some time to just be with each other and take a break from the craziness of school and life. And I hope that you are having a great holiday season as well. Now, let's go ahead and wrap up this series for Superday preparation. We recently talked about the Superday itself. What do you do when the actual day has come? And now, once the Superday has passed at this point, what do? Well, let's talk about the offer. So at this point, you've done the work. You showed up to the Superday and you crushed it. I know you did. Now you get the call. Congratulations, they say. We were impressed by you and think that you have a lot to offer to our team. We'd love to offer you the position. Congratulations, you did it. At this point, all of your hard work has paid off. Congratulations, you've earned it. I mean, this is the easy situation, right? The hard situation is if you don't get that call. Now, I want to go ahead and address this for a minute because there will be times potentially when you don't get that call and you unfortunately get the other call later or an email saying that you didn't get the job. Now, when one door closes, I believe that another door opens. So at that point, you just got to keep trying, keep going, go for something else, and try again at a different firm and hone your skills a little bit more and just get better and better. So that's that scenario. Now, in the other scenario, when you did get the offer, for many of you out there, the next step will be really easy. You just say thank you so much and you accept the job. Boom, that's it. I mean, I think in my experience, most people that I've talked to, not all, but most people that I've talked to, once they get that first offer, they're done. They just accept it, especially considering the fact that investment banking recruiting is generally a really grueling process and can take months, if not years of preparation for some people. And so, yeah, once you get that offer, you're in the industry, boom, you just take it. But I want to spend a few minutes talking about some of the other scenarios, though, because there are some candidates out there who are fortunate enough to have multiple options. So, or even not even have multiple options quite yet, but might have another option. So first, what if you're still in other recruiting processes and you want to see them through until the end? So let's say that you get that first offer, but you're still in some other processes. Well, this is certainly a possibility and it's a great place to be, right? You might not want to accept your first job right away because you think that there is another bank where you will be a better fit. It's okay to wait for them and see if you can get an offer with that other firm as well. I know an example of this. I have a friend who they got an offer at a great bank and ultimately there was another bank that they just really wanted. So they waited and the timing worked out to where they were able to Superday at this other bank. They Superdayed at the second bank, got the offer, and politely said no to bank number one, accepted the offer with bank number two. And great situation for them. And they had their reasons for doing that. But some people just want different things. Like some people just want to get in the industry in general. Like they do not really care about all sorts of other things. Just get me in, get me the job. Some people are a little more selective and have the ability to be more selective depending on how they fare during the recruiting process. So some people may want to get certain fellowships. If you're an underrepresented minority or considered a diverse candidate, quote unquote diverse by whatever the bank's process is for that process, you might qualify for a fellowship that may sway your decision one way or another. Maybe there's a certain bank that has a certain location that you just really want to be at. Maybe you really, really want to be in New York City and you get an offer outside of New York City and you're just not that excited about it. Or the opposite could be true. Maybe you got an offer in New York City, but you really want to be in Chicago or you really want to be in San Francisco. And so you're going to hold out. Like those situations, sometimes it can make sense to just hold out for what you really want. But also consider that, especially if you work at a bank or get an offer for a bank that has offices in multiple cities, you may just want to take that offer now and then potentially transfer later. For example, I have another friend, they got this amazing opportunity in New York City. They didn't really have New York City as their number one choice in terms of location, but you know what? They took the offer anyway because it's really going to help them out, set them up, and they can always move later, right? You can always move later to a different firm, different location, or stay with the same firm and just transfer. So location may be another factor. Another factor that might be in your sights at this point is the big one, which is pay, compensation. What is the compensation structure of the bank that you get the offer with? Now, most base salaries as of this recording here at the end, very tail end of 2023, are somewhere between $165,000 to $200,000 US dollars at the associate level. Now, that's a lot of money in my opinion. Like that's amazing. It's a big reason why a lot of people are attracted to investment banking in the first place. The pay is really great. Now, by and large, let's say that you're fortunate enough to go to a top MBA program and you're recruiting for an associate role. The median base salary right now, and again, this is going to change depending on how far in the future you listen to this. Right now, it's about $175,000. That's considered the market rate at this time. Now, some firms that are considered high prestige, like Goldman Sachs, for example, they might actually pay below market or below the street, which is a saying that some people say, because of the incredible networking and future opportunities that you can get by working at a firm like a Goldman Sachs. So some people will actually take a slight pay cut of their base salary because they want to work at a certain firm. Whereas others, maybe you go to a place like Centerview Partners, for example, New York City, considered very prestigious in the banking world. And I believe they pay $200,000. And I don't have like hard data to back that up, but this is just what I hear, right? So it just depends on kind of where you want to be. Another thing to consider is that compensation is not just about base salaries in the investment banking world. You got to talk about bonuses too. Bonuses typically make up a huge component of compensation in this field. So does the firm prefer cash or stock bonuses? That can make a difference for you potentially. If it's a stock bonus, how long do you have to wait before the stock vests? That is, how long before you actually can sell it and take that money? Or is it kind of locked up for a couple of years? It just depends on the firm, what their policy is. You may also want to do some digging into the culture of the firm. Though, quite frankly, if you've made it to this point and you've gotten your offer, you're probably well acquainted with the culture of the firm by now. You've talked to at least several people. who are currently at the firm, and hopefully not just the bankers themselves, but also people in other roles like HR or recruiting, maybe even people in other middle office or back office roles, potentially, depending on the size of the firm. So you should be well acquainted with the culture, but just kind of do that reality check. Like, do I really want to work with these people, right? Am I excited about this? And this is something that I think that, I don't know, maybe people don't give as much credence to, but I do think it's very important, is you're going to be spending a lot of hours with these folks the same way that these people, these bankers, are trying very hard to understand if they want to work with you. You should be doing the same thing. Do you really want to work with them? And this is a mistake I've seen people make over and over again across, not just in banking, but across industries in the time that I've been working out of college, is people will choose a job for one major reason. Maybe it's the pay, maybe it, fulfills some desire to be in a certain location, but the culture and the fit is just not there. And then people end up very unhappy and end up quitting within 1 year, 2 years. And it's just something to be mindful of, right? You may have your own goals, you have your own plans. That's something that only you know, but just think about that before accepting an offer. And this kind of goes back to even the firms that you pursue in the first place. Doing your research is so important, because if you've done all that very well in the earlier phases, then this is going to be a super easy decision to make, yes or no. So consider that. And once you've accepted the offer, congratulations. Congratulations. I mean, there's really not much more to say because you've done it. Your recruiting journey is done. And I, for one, am incredibly proud of you, whether this is just maybe your first time listening to this series, or maybe you've been listening to literally every single episode of this show since the beginning. You deserve it. You deserve that offer. And just me as your friendly podcaster friend helping you along this journey, I'm just really grateful that you made it. So thank you for including me on that journey. And even though your recruiting journey is done, your journey as a banker is just beginning. And that's where I'm going to leave it off at the end of this year. That's all for season 1 of Investment Banking Insights as we wrap up 2023. Join me next year in January, which is really only a couple of weeks away, for season 2, as we explore many other educational topics and continue to help prepare you for your banking career. I'm signing off. Thank you so much for making this such an incredible 2023. When I started this show in the middle of the year and just really put my all into it since then. And I'm so amazed at how much it's grown and helped people in their journeys. So thank you for listening. And next year, 2024, we're about to get it. I'm not going to stop just because I finished my own recruiting journey and finished going through a lot of concepts and educational content doesn't mean there's so much more to explore. So I'm excited to share that with you in 2024, and stay tuned for more details on that forthcoming. But this will be the last episode of 2023. All right. Take care and Happy New Year.